Now let's go in chronological order here. First, Zack Snyder posts a black and white photo of Henry Cavill as Superman, and that goes viral. Then he follows that up with another black and white photo of Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, and that goes viral. And now, Netflix is teasing Black Adam versus Superman, and that is going viral. Whoo, things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. What's going on, my beautiful geek culture? As always, I'm your boy O, and today we have to talk about what the hell is going on. I know many of you have been paying attention, so right now it is time to speculate. Now look, before I get started, do your boy O 3 major favors. Please hit that subscribe button. Then after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. Now let's get into today's news. This article is coming from cosmicbooknews.com. It is titled Netflix teases Black Adam versus Superman. Snyderverse fans go wild. Pause. Let me address this whole, it's just Snyderverse fans that is going wild. No, it's many other fans out there. I don't know what it is with a lot of these folks who attempt to put the Snyderverse fans in this niche corner, and they don't understand that they are the majority. The numbers don't lie. Superman sold less than half of the tickets of Man of Steel. And I don't want to hear any type of excuse about, man, look, this climate is so different. Deadpool and Wolverine just made $1.3 billion last year. Deadpool is not a bigger name than Superman. Okay, Man of Steel dropped in 2013. Deadpool dropped in 2016. Yeah, you may say that Deadpool grossed $750 million worldwide without China, but if you adjust for inflation, Man of Steel will be right up there with it, all right? So this whole, hey man, just Snyderverse fans are excited about this news, that is not true. That is not true. DC fans are excited about this news. DC fans are excited about this speculation, okay? I just want to point that out. I know a lot of those mutant monkeys are going to be upset solely because the 4KO made a point. Hey, it is facts. And you have to live with the facts. If you're unwilling to do that, then get off the internet. Netflix France lit up social media by posting an image of Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam facing off against Henry Cavill's Superman, writing 1 versus 1. Who wins? Black Adam. It's available. The post instantly reignited discussion amongst DC fans, especially after Zack Snyder's recent Instagram teases of Henry Cavill as Superman and Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke, who backs the sale of Warner Brothers Discovery to Netflix. I did not know that. I did not know Joe was down for the cause. Ain't nobody told me nothing. That's what's up, man. There's a reason why I have always liked that guy. I mean, the moment that I watched him all the way back in what there was Spider-Man. That's right, the original Spider-Man film. He was the bully who was trying to fight Peter Parker in the hallway. I had always said, that guy's going to be a star. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe. All right, let's continue. The timing of the Netflix post is what fans are talking about. It dropped just days after Snyder began sharing new black and white shots from his DC films, taken with his Leica monochrome camera, which followed our exclusive reports, including James Gunn would be out as head of DC Studios with the sale of Warner Brothers Discovery. With Snyder posting Cavill's Superman and Manganiello's Deathstroke, fans are now connecting the dots, wondering if the Netflix tease hints at something bigger, especially as rumors swirl around Netflix potentially buying Warner Brothers Discovery. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now, let me give you my 2 cents on this matter. First up, yes, I do believe that something is going on behind closed doors. Think about it like this. We got news that Superman flopped, Then we got news that Peacemaker flopped, and we already had news that Creature Commandos was non-existent, right? The direction of James Gunn isn't going anywhere fast, if you know what I mean here. I know a lot of people hate to hear me say that, but I am just keeping it real with you. There's many metrics that James Gunn's Superman and his Peacemaker did not hit, especially when it comes down to viewership. Let me give you an example here. Let me get this goddamn proof out of my pocket here. Superman, that flagship movie for James Gunn's DC Universe, it had 13 million views in 3 days. Rebel Moon had 24 million views in 4 days. It achieved 58 million views in 10 days. And after 28 days, it had 73 million views. Something that we know that James Gunn's Superman did not accomplish, as the Nielsen ratings, they pretty much told us that the thing fell off a cliff after its first 3 days, right? That's the reason why you only got 13 million views, and you should have had way more than that. You know what I'm saying here? If you think about the Penguin having 3.2 million households watching just the premiere in 3 days, should have been way more than 13 million. Okay, if you think about the Penguin probably got like 10 million views in its first week, right, on one episode. And here it is, the flagship movie for James Gunn's Superman, his DC Universe, could not accomplish what the Penguin did. Think about that for a second. Even when it comes down to households watched, the Penguin 3.2, Superman 1.2. See, that's a big difference there. So what I'm trying to say is, when I said in the beginning of this film that many people are trying to say that Snyderverse fans is a niche corner, they need to understand that they're not. They're not. This is real. People are talking about what is going on at this very moment. In fact, they're talking about Zack Snyder's DC Universe stuff more than they're talking about that of James Gunn's DC Universe stuff. And get this, James Gunn's DC Universe is current at this very moment. This is a post coming from South Cali Guy 87. He also has hashtag release the error cut in there. Shout out to him. He has Warner Brothers UK promoting Superman versus Netflix France promoting Superman. About 1 hour difference between posting. Notice anything? Now, what he's talking about here is the UK post for Warner Brothers only got 7 retweets, 3 comments, 26 likes, and the engagement was 1.2K. That is 1,200 engagements, I guess you can call it. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know what you call it, right? But if you think about it, the 4K, I could accomplish that. 1,000, 1.2K, I could accomplish that. Now, when you go over to Netflix, though, right over here, let's pull this damn thing fully up. When you go to Netflix got 122 comments, 176 retweets, 1.9 thousand likes, okay, and 222 engagement, I guess. I don't know what you call it on Netflix. I'm gonna say on Twitter, you guys. Let me know, because I ain't been on Twitter in years. I guess the engagement for I guess the best way for me to say it is the engagement for the Black Adam post got 222,000 clicks, and the Superman post got 1.2K. See what I'm saying here? The DC universe continues to lose. And not only is it losing to something that is around at this very moment, it's losing to something that you all consider is dead. Ain't that about a bitch? How does that go? I wonder how. So yeah, when it comes down to the performance of James Gunn's DC universe, it's just simply, it's not there. I know a lot of you wants to think otherwise. You want to say, hey man, you guys are delusional. You guys don't know what you're talking about. But as I told you before, the numbers don't lie. We have the numbers. You can't argue with the numbers. And also you cannot sugarcoat them. All right. You know damn well 700,000 households watching Peacemaker in its first 3 days. That was not enough. DC's fan base is way bigger than that. I have told you this before. There's no reason that anything should be coming in under a million. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. We know that DC has more than 1 million followers. It's been around for nearly 100 years. Come on now. Come on. And here it is. We have someone in charge who doesn't understand that history, who doesn't understand exactly what he's supposed to be doing with that of DC. So when you get a post from somebody who many people say that he understood DC, it's going to get engagement, as it is doing right now. As I said before, Zack Snyder posts Superman viral. Zack Snyder posts Deathstroke viral. Netflix talking about Black Adam versus Superman viral. All right. The evidence is pointing to the restoration of the Snyderverse in some capacity. I don't know what to tell you. If you do not want to accept that, then you can continue to be delusional in regards to this. These studios has to go where the money resides. All right. If the money is not there, you cannot go that way. It's just plain and simple. All right. Now, let's talk about another thing that could possibly be happening. Netflix is about to ramp up a bid for that of Warner Bros. Don't quote me on that. I'm just speculating. As I said before in the video, it is time to speculate. All right. We fans. It's okay for us to do so. That's why YouTube exists. So we can all commute to a corner and have a conversation. If you don't want to have the conversation, then click off the video. Don't have the conversation. But the 4KO is going to speak. But I believe that Netflix may very well be ready to put a bid in on Warner Discovery. I know many people said that they're not in the business of buying another studio, but hey, things could change. Netflix could see this as an opportunity to take over the game. As it was told to us before, if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, it would be one of the biggest moves in movie history. And not to mention, it's a shortcut for them to get their films theatrically. Yeah, they just made a deal with that of AMC, but they can have that deal and also have their own studio. All right. That was what they wanted, right? That could possibly be what's going on. So with that being said, man, there's so many possibilities right now. We don't know exactly what route it's going to take, but I tell you what, something is brewing, and I believe it's brewing in a positive way. James Gunn said the multiverse is open. Elseworlds is here to stay. As I told you before, do not, and I mean do not be shocked if you see Zack Snyder directing another DC film, rather that be for Warner Brothers themselves or Netflix Studios, as I told you before. I'm your boy O. Hopefully you have watched this video all the way to the end, help you pull out that algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. Trying to reach that big number of 100,000 subs. So I'll be highly appreciative. You will help me cross over that threshold by hitting that subscribe button. Then after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. But in the comments below, let me know, what do you think about this news? As I told you before, you have to go in chronological order. Zack posts Superman viral. Zack posts Deathstroke viral. And here it is, Netflix teasing Black Adam versus Superman viral. Let me know, what do you think about this whole adventure that we're going through right now? Because that's what I feel like I'm doing right now. I'm having fun. So don't rain on my parade in the comments below, you mutant monkeys. But in the comments below, let me know how you feel about this. And always remember, let the bon temps roule. That means let the good times roll.